Hey Curly Teas! Today let's make a moisturizing, softening daily cream using a version of azelaic acid that's much easier to add to your skincare formulas. It'll help you maintain supple, soft skin. Starting out with distilled water, of course. When you're making anything, always use distilled or deionized water. Like, never use tap water for any reason, for anything. Tap water, especially if it's hard water, contains minerals that may affect the outcome of your product. Gluconolactone SB is a broad-spectrum preservative, but you can use whichever preservative or preservation system that works best for you. If you're making a larger batch than the one in this video, you may want to add another preservative or use a different preservative to extend the shelf life. Depending on the preservative you choose, these early steps may be a little different. Because I'm using gluconolactone SB, I'm going to heat this water phase to just under 40 degrees Celsius and allow it to fully dissolve. Okay, if you're not already using a small container, switching to a smaller container will be helpful if you're making a small batch like I am. This is a small silicone cup that will allow me a little bit more flexibility when I'm mixing the rest of the ingredients. Hyaluronic acid elastomer is essentially pre-hydrated hyaluronic acid. It just needs to be dissolved and mixed well into the water. It's almost invisible when added to the water, so you gotta look closely to make sure it's dissolved well. If you can't find this, just use a powdered hyaluronic acid and take steps to properly hydrate it before continuing. Now, play with the gel a little bit. Here, I'm smashing it against the sides and taking my time to sort of make sure that everything is dissolved well. Out of all the humectants that you've used, is hyaluronic acid your favorite? Leave a comment below. Betaine or sugar beet extract is a great humectant that adds a watery, hydrated feeling. If you've ever used this as a lone humectant in a formula, you'll notice that it feels like you are applying a watery dew to your skin. It has a very particular affect that's unlike regular glycerin or other liquid humectants. Like, it's nice, so try to use it if you have it. Pentylene Glycol is also a great humectant meant to nourish the skin. This is Pentylene Glycol BIO, which means it's made from renewable raw materials like sugarcane. If you don't have this, use propanediol. Pentylene Glycol has various uses. It helps to improve the efficacy of other ingredients in your formula. It acts as a humectant to help the skin stay hydrated. It also has antimicrobial properties. And no, I am not pronouncing it propanediol. But when you do that, I'm telling you, when you do that, all people hear is propane and they associate that with something awful for the body. So it's gonna be propanediol over here. Become a member at CURLYTEA to get access to all of the niche handmade DIY recipes and formulas, including the full ingredients list, full instructions, my notes, and other related information. Isoamyl is an emollient ester which also helps improve the feel of the product. Make sure to add it during the cool down phase because I've read that it's sensitive to temperature, so be careful with that. Isoamyl sometimes decreases the viscosity, but that won't be an issue here, okay? Remember, we're using the Steppy Gel 305. There are other esters you can use if you don't have this one. They may not feel quite the same though because isoamyl feels expensive. I mean, it feels very nice. Like, in my opinion, the only thing that feels nicer is actual silicone. Triethylhexanoin is another silicone alternative that helps improve skin moisture. Become a member at CURLYTEA to get access to all of the niche handmade DIY recipes and formulas, including the full ingredients list, full instructions, my notes, and other related information. Ashwagandha extract is said to have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. There are some anti-aging claims around this extract as well with consistent use, but you'll probably have to increase the percentage to get those benefits. Potassium azelloyl diglycinate is a derivative of azelaic acid, which is much easier to use in formulas. It's in liquid form, like you don't have to dissolve it into any. Become a member of CURLYTEA to get access to all of the niche handmade DIY recipes and formulas, including the full ingredients list, full instructions, my notes, and other related information. The final product is a moisturizing, softening, non-greasy, light-feeling cream. It absorbs quickly and helps keep the skin moisturized. Like, it can be used daily, especially if your skin isn't super dry. Now, don't get me wrong, people with dry skin can benefit as well, but this one is intended for those with normal to oilier skin. The esters are used so that it doesn't leave an occlusive, greasy feeling behind, right? I think you should experiment with different esters in a formula like this too. If your skin is super oily, you may like caprylic triglycerides better than any of these. If your skin is super dry, you may love olive squalane better than any of these. If you prefer like a silkier, smoother finish, silicones are the way to go. Of course, you can even use any combination of these elements to make the cream feel like what you want it to feel like. The P.A.D is used here at 4%. If you find this too much for you, decrease it by half. This formula is very forgiving, right? Sepi Gel 305 is a very forgiving type of emulsifier, but you should definitely try it out. If you are watching this at YouTube, check out the next formula, or you can just continue to watch, take a break, and relax for a while.